Okay.
Yep, it's in progress now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godwin. Thank you so much, everyone. Just to recap on what we did last week. Last week, we just went through the some of the steps, especially some of the few questionnaires, which you guys can actually ask when you get to a place of work, especially when they want to implement Oracle. We also went through, I went through the implementation guide, which I did some years ago. We just went through the content, and also we went through the demo based on if you want to employ an employee. I mean, if you want to employ or hire a new employee. So basically, we went through all those steps, which is more like a real life scenario. And I showed you most of basically those are the kind of front end system. So what we are doing is actually the back end, which is getting all the details, the information, and also to be able to implement. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not doing implementation today. What we just need to go through today will not be me doing a lot of the talking. Will now be you guys doing the talking. Mainly the BAs. I don't know how many BAs we have here, maybe one or two, it doesn't matter. So what we just want to do is, okay, since last week, when we met last Tuesday, what have you guys been able to achieve? Have you got, what are the requirements you've been able to gather? And during the gathering, was there any gap or everything was okay? So those are the kind of information which I just want to ask mainly the BAs. Like I said, it doesn't have to be extremely good. What we just need is how far are we gone? So that's what I just want to know. Like I said, we mentioned two scenarios last week. One is if you get to a place of work and they say, oh, we want to implement Oracle. Well, Oracle Cloud, but we are already using an existing system. It could be Oracle EBS, which is the old system, or they're using any operating system. But we have some documents. Those documents is what was actually implemented, how they actually implemented it. Normally we call it BR100 if it's EBS. For other operating system, I don't know what they will call it, but let's just say configuration workbook. More like whatever has been configured for their legacy, from A to Z, everything, they would detail it in that document. And when they now want to move to Oracle, they would hand that one over to you and say, this is what, instead of you checking our operating system, which is quite huge, this is everything that has been configured. They will hand it over to you. And you can now start doing your mapping or start doing your own personal documentations. Or you can get to a place of work, they don't even have a documentation at all. And they will just tell you, this is our operating system. We don't have any configuration workbook, but this is what we operate. And in that kind of scenario, you have to sit down with an SME. They will show you, similar to what I showed you earlier, how to hire an employee, maybe to terminate an employee. They will start showing you all those different scenarios. And from there, you will be able to pick up, oh yeah, Oracle can do this, Oracle can do that. So those are the kind of two scenarios we did last week. So I'm not sure what the BAs want. Maybe they want to use the first one, or maybe they want to use the second one. So now, sorry, my understanding is the BAs are around. Sister Fumi mentioned to me that Uzo is a BA, Tola is a BA. I don't know who else is a BA. I know Mary is also a BA, but I don't think Mary is here now. So I think I'm just going to put Uzo and Tola on the spot. Sorry about this. I didn't tell you ahead of time. But if you're a BA, you're a BA. So you have to tell us what has been done for the past 1 week, how far you've gone. And if there's something you want to show us.
Can all BAs raise their hands, please? Thank you.
Sorry, what do you say?
I said if all the BAs could raise their hands.
Oh, okay. Oh, to raise their hands. Okay.
I can only see Uzo's hands up. Is Uzo the only BA here? Anyone else? Tommy's not here. So it's only the two of you.
Is that Tola and Uzo? Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. Two
Tolu
is
and
enough. I
Tola
mean,
and yeah. And
to me, I think two is enough. I mean, you got if they're 4 or 5, they cannot talk together anyway. So somebody just needs to take a lead. So should I put Uzo on the spot, or should I put Tola on the spot? Who want to go first? And if you have anything you want to show us, if that's okay. Mr. Uzo and Mr. Tola.
Good
It's
evening.
Miss Uzo.
Oh,
Miss,
Uzo is the lady.
yes,
Sorry.
please.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry,
it's
I'm not used
okay.
to the name.
Don't worry,
Okay.
it happens a lot. I don't know why people say there's a
That's
masculine name. So,
that's okay. Okay, let me put you
um,
on the spot. I mean, remember, you're going to talk on behalf of everyone, or in behalf of everyone, and also on behalf of the BA, whatever you've been able to collate together. If you have anything you want to share with us or any challenges, just let us know.
yeah, thank you so much. I'll do my best. I think there are a number of other BAs around, so hopefully they too will speak up and provide information if I leave anything out or updates or details. At the moment, I'm actually joining in on my phone. I would have really liked to share at least some of the artifacts we've been able to create, but I'm joining in on my phone.
Okay.
Um, so I may not be able to at the moment. I hope we will be able to do that at a later date. Or if one of the other BAs, because we've been working on the documentation individually
Okay.
and we've been sharing it among ourselves. So if anyone has is able to share maybe their requirements catalog or something like that, then that would be good. What I can do as well is because we've had two requirements elicitation sessions with project sponsor, so we've gotten some information. But thank you for mentioning challenges because I actually wanted to ask a question regarding of how best to approach um, the project because you talked about two different scenarios, and I think ours doesn't really fit in any of those directly. So I
Okay.
just wanted to explain. I just wanted to, maybe um, just get a bit more direction from you. But just a bit of a summary. Like I said, we've spoken to the project sponsor and they've given us information. At the moment, we are working with an organization that is a charity registered here in the UK. They are an education or a training mentorship um, organization. And even though they're registered here in the UK, they have global, um, they have people coming in from different parts of the world, so from different countries. Almost every continent is represented by their students, and they've asked us to um, focus on. They want to onboard they have an internship course and an advanced group course, and they want to um, focus on the internship and onboard the different students there. They want a system that basically that basically can register all the students um, who sign up for the course and that can track their participation and their attendance um, all through the internship. So, how well are they doing? So let me backtrack a bit. So, the internship, people come to the internship course through word of mouth or through social media, through many different ways. So, part of what they want to track as well is how people find them. So how did they hear about us? That's one factor that they want to track. Something else that they're interested in tracking as well, because not everyone who makes an inquiry becomes an intern. So they want to track everything from the people who are just making inquiries to say, I heard about you. Can you give me more information? To the people who actually register with the internship and work placement course. And then when people do come on board, they want to register the entire process. So who are they? What are their details? What role are they interested in? What team have they been assigned to? All of that. So all that of that information, they want to capture it. And then during their internship as well, they want to capture participation. So are you attending meetings? Are you active? Are you absent? If you're absent, why? How many, how many days and all of that. So they want to capture that data as well. And then they also want to capture upon completion, are you going to move on to the advanced group, or are you leaving per se and everything? And then even for those who leave, some of them also contact the organization to request things like references or even make additional inquiries as well. So that entire end-to-end user journey is something that the organization wants to be able to capture. And at the moment, they don't have, because it's a charity, not because it's a charity, but none of none of their admin team, I don't believe, I might be wrong, if I am, please correct me, but I don't believe that any of the admin team is paid. So I think it's a voluntary service. So they have 6 team members that they want to give access to: the super users, who would have read, write access and comprehensive access to the entire program. And they want to have 4 admin staff, 2 dedicated to onboarding and 2 dedicated to other admin tasks and all of that. And yeah, I think that's the summary of the different tasks that they want to be able to capture in the project, and then the people that are going to be working as part of their team. So they've shared the kind of access they want: read, write access, and all of that, different permissions. They want the system to be able to like I said, do all these tasks as well. So yeah, I think that's the major part. Oh yeah, another thing that they would like for us to implement as well is obviously compliance, because they're a charity organization. They are very particular about compliance as well. So with regards to all the GDPR requirements, right to be forgotten, 7 years, 7 years deletion. If because they have a large group of people who have joined the organization through the years, and obviously the number is going to be getting bigger. So they want to be able to manage data, personal data, in accordance to the GDPR regulation. So they would like the system to be able to, ask for people that have left the internship group. They also want to be able to ask them, at regular intervals, according to the regulation, if they want us to retain the information or if they want us to remove it. And then after 7 years of no contact, they want the system to be able to remove the person's contact in compliance to the regulation. So that's another thing that they're very particular about as well. So these are some of the requirements that we've gotten so far. And just to hopefully, like, if there's anything I've missed, maybe one of the other BAs can include it, and then I can maybe talk about some of the challenges or how to approach it, how best to approach it based on the 2 approaches that you've given us. So if anyone, Paula, if anyone else
I was just going to say something else based on the meeting. So I think also they also asked for some email notifications that should be sent out once once the individuals are fully boarded, once they've completed the course, and also once they signed up to advance. So they wanted to know if email notifications could be sent out. Just trying to think of what else. I think so. You kind of like covered almost everything. Tommy, do you want to add anything? or any of the other BAs?
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
Very sorry, I'm still on the way. Yeah, I think she actually covered, from everything I heard her say, she covered generally most of the requirements that we've been given. So from pre-boarding, boarding, and off-boarding stages. So pre-boarding, that's I think what Fumi just said now regarding notifications to be sent out to users, and also the process of keeping information for leads and contacts. So when they are eventually converted to customers, then they can get boarded as well. So, and then what Udo talked about, offboarding, abiding with compliance as well. So I don't know if you talked about the absence management part.
I think there's
Yeah.
also something that I think we forgot, the dashboard. I think she
Yeah.
wanted to know if we could have like some form of dashboard where we could see all the different kind of reportings. So if I don't know if there's one in Oracle, I'm just trying to adjust it somewhere.
I think there's analytics, data analytics.
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
Oh yeah, and then something else you talked about. Thank you for me. Something she talked about is the ability of the system to export to provide reports, periodic reports regarding different aspects. And I think exporting it as well. I think exporting it to, I don't know if she specifically mentioned Excel, but I know that the data is currently being held in Excel. So if the information can be exported to that particular format, I think it might be easier for them to manage. But that's another thing I think she requested.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I've had based on the high level requirements, I know you will do all the documentations. Is the documentations ready, or because I know you said you're using your phone at the moment, so are the documents ready or they're not ready yet?
Not yet. We're still working on it
Okay.
at the moment. Yeah. So we've had several meetings where we've shared what we've, the catalog, the requirements catalog we've been able to produce so far. And I think
Okay.
so we got additional requirements on Sunday. So I just think we need to include what we have and update it as well, and then that should be ready. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Uzo, if I may,
Sure.
sorry, the document were actually meant to show you, but we're actually on transit. Like I was like Mary messaged me. I'm on transit, and Uzo can share what we've actually got, because we're actually meant to share what we have as it is, because we're like 80% done. So that's the point. Probably I don't know if we'll probably share it in another meeting. What we've actually gathered so far.
Okay.
What kind of document is it? Can you put it on the Telegram page and then see if we can share it?
So Uzo, did you want to forward yours?
I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my laptop. I'm on my phone.
Same here as well. Same here as well.
Or if we can send it at a later date.
So if you don't mind, I just want to ask for one or two questions. Thank you everyone for your contributions. But one of the questions I want to ask is, because based on the requirement mentioned by Uzo, is looking to me more like, okay, you want to, there's going to be internships or interns who are going to be coming into the company who will be doing one or two things. So you want a situation where you onboard them into the application or whatever the system the company is using. So you're going to be onboarding them. You're going to get all their details. Am I right to say that? Is that something similar, which you just mentioned, Uzo?
Yes, yes. So the people who are going to do the actual onboarding, the team,
Yeah.
they're 4 members of admin, but then their task is to um and onboard, pre-board and onboard, different um internship cohorts to different
Okay.
groups of people and put them on the system, track them from the moment they are just leads to interns to their internship until when they finish. So they'll
Okay.
just track the whole process.
Okay. Okay. Two things I want to mention here, because based on this requirement, because remember, HR is divided into many modules. One of it is HR, payroll, absences. We also have what is called an IREC, which is I-recruitment. And this is where everything you mentioned falls under. We also have learning. It looks like you mentioned something on learning. So we also have what is called Oracle learning as well. A lot of the things I can pick up based on what you guys, based on all these requirements, is actually get towards recruitment and learning as well. It's little to do with HR itself. Yeah, they'll be onboarding into HR. Fine, no, don't get me wrong. But there's another model called recruitment. But based on what we're doing for this course, we're not doing recruitment now. We're not doing learning. Because what we're doing actually is, okay, there's a company, they have a legacy system called HR or absence or even payroll. They have a legacy. They want to move into cloud. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, onboarding will also come in as well. But remember, we cannot use our recruitment on this model. We can onboard them manually. Based on a lot of things you mentioned, we can manually enter few people or we can do that manually. But we cannot use our recruitment on this application at the moment. So, but the main important thing is this new company, they have a legacy system. They don't want it anymore. They now want to move into Oracle Cloud. Oracle Cloud. It doesn't matter whatever they're using before. It could be EBS. Remember some of the, I think I showed you one last week, which is called Ion PLC, something like, or Ion Limited. That they are using EBS, which is the old Oracle system. So they now want to move to cloud. So those are the kind of things, to be honest. I mean, whatever you guys have done is good, but it's more of a recruitment more than actually the HR itself, if that's what I'm picking up. So what we just need is, okay, what is the company, what are they using at the moment? We need to implement, they need to upgrade to Oracle Cloud. So whatever they're using at the moment is what we want to upgrade into cloud. So that's what we're trying to do, so that we don't mix it together. But whatever you guys have done so far, that's fine. But it's more of recruitment. And also you mentioned learning. It's more of learning as well, so that we don't start going into other aspects of Oracle in general or Oracle models. So we focus, because what I don't want us to do is whatever, I mean, we've not even done the implementation on HR. We want to start implementing recruitment. So even recruitment needs to be on the platform of HR as well. So one needs to come before the other. If without HR, recruitment cannot even come in anyway. So that's what I just want. That's what I'm able to pick up based on what you mentioned. So, and I think if you notice, a lot of things we've been doing for the past, I think last week and also two or 3 weeks ago, is get towards there's a company, they have an operating system, SAP or anything, whatever they want to use, even Excel spreadsheets, or it could be EBS, which is called Enterprise Business Suite. They don't want it anymore. They want to upgrade into Oracle Cloud. That's what, so that we don't try to focus on something else, so that we just get our attention on that area. Now, what I want to confirm to you guys is, I believe Lady Pats and Sister Fumi may have sent you what I was showing you last week. Has that been sent to you guys? That's number one. Also, the access to Oracle to be able to practice or demo, has that been sent as well? Mainly to the BA team. I don't know if it's been need to be sent to everybody. Has that been sent? Because that's very, very crucial. So we don't digress into something else. That's just a question for
okay,
the
can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Mary. So no and yes, we have the
Okay.
questionnaire,
Okay.
but she has mentioned to me that she needs to prepare an NDA for everyone to sign before
Okay.
anything else is being released. So
Okay.
that's what I'm waiting for at the moment.
Okay.
I think it's the same. It's the same from my side. I've not been able to give anyone anything, even though I do have the documents. But the same thing. They said an NDA will be. Everyone has to sign an NDA before it's released. And the other thing is with regards the link and the access to Oracle. I've set up a project. I've actually put it on there, but no one started using it yet until we have the go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the same. Sorry, could I ask, you mentioned the higher recruitment.
Yes.
Could you tell us the difference between the higher recruitment and the onboarding, and where if you feel there's a conflict of interest? Because the requirement is actually for onboarding. So, but you just mentioned higher recruitment as well.
Yeah, I recruitment is more. I mean, before I recruitment, they're using Taleo. So basically, this is where remember what I demoed last week. I was able to hire a new employee. I show you all the details, all the personal details I can get, or where they're going to be working. Because just like somebody mentioned last week, if you have 1,000 employees, you can't do that through that. So you need to do mass load. But if the company have an high recruitment, that means they will have a site. Okay, let me use a sample. If you want to, for example, if I need a new contract now, or let's say a job, I'll go to Oracle JobServe, or there's something called JobServe anyway. I'm not sure if some of you know it. You have different sites. So most of the time, those sites are linked to companies. So for example, if I see a job now, let's say on JobServe or job sites, there's too many of those sites. So if I go in and I put in my details, I'll send my resume. That resume, now, at most of the time it goes to agencies. And at times there's some companies that actually advertise as well. I think some of you may have gotten a job through jobs, LinkedIn. There's some companies that actually advertise direct. So the moment you apply, you add your CV or you fill in some fields, whatever it is, then the moment you click on submit, it goes into their site. When it goes into their site, then they will need to send you some things, and also technically you are more like a candidate immediately, and they will send you something or maybe through email for you to be able to come for interview. So that is how I recruitment works. This is more like an application itself. People can apply through it, more like JobServe. Everything is actually done through the iRecruitment. So the moment you're an applicant, you're a candidate, you're everything through that atmosphere. So the moment you finish your interview, everything will be in that iRecruitment. So from that iRecruitment, there will going to be an interface from iRecruitment into Oracle. So what I tried to do for you guys last week, where I did a demo by employing somebody, that employee will just go direct into the system. We don't need to go through that hire a new employee. Everything will just be coming from the system. And also, if the guy is actually maybe an applicant, because Oracle allow applicants and employees, because somebody will also always move from an applicant. When the interview is successful, they now become an employee, something like that. It's going to be a conversion. So yes, Oracle allows that as well. So, but everything will come through iRecruitment. So based on what you guys are mentioning, it looks like more like an iRecruitment to me.
What part of it? Because
I have some of us have our hands up.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can go in a minute. I'm just Certainly. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. So currently, I know that the onboarding, we're doing it by filling forms, email spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheets and Google Sheets and all that. And
Okay.
obviously we want you know, a new system. So how can we make Oracle work for us? You know, like based on that, because my concern is if it is based on the way you have mentioned it earlier on, it would just be like the actual staff, the admin staff would be what we'd be registering on the system, which you know, because they would be like the full-time staff when it comes to HR. So you know, my concern is how then we get all the interns on the actual you know, into the system.
You can get all the interns into the system only by using iRecruitment, which we don't have at the moment. That's what I can say. So, or which is not part of what we wanted to do, because iRecruitment is huge. It's a very big one. So it's not part, so that we don't digress too much. Look at what I'm showing you now. There's something called onboard. You can see onboarding here, but we don't really have, there should be something called hiring as well. Let me see. There's one. Okay. You can see there's one here called hire page. Normally it's supposed to be hiring. Let me see. I don't know if this is functional, because remember, this is not our system anyway. Let me look at this, because oh, can you see? You don't even have an access. It doesn't surprise me. So so let me try to log back in again. So we don't have the access to do that on this system now. So that's why I'm saying I don't want a situation where it looks like we're kind of, I don't want us to be digressing. Neither do I want you guys to kind of waste your time putting a lot of effort on that in that area. And you know, oh, sorry. Let me try to go back in again. This thing always, oh, not this one. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. So hiring will not work on this system. That one I'm pretty sure that it won't work. So it's not part of like, oh, look at me, sorry. Let me go into, yeah, this is the, I'm trying to look for the link. Okay, this is the link. So that's the reason why, if you want those internship, you want like 3 or 4 people, sorry, internship to come in, the best thing is just do it manually, similar to what I did last week. That's the best way, so that we don't focus too much on iRecruitment and move away from core HR, which is what we're supposed to actually implement. So, and that's the reason why I want us to refocus our attention again to core HR. When it comes to, yeah, you have those, everything you mentioned is very good. Like I said, let's presume you have like 5 or 6. That's not a problem. Even if you have 10, go into the system and just do it manually. Why is this thing not showing you just one snooze? Okay, yeah. So I will show you something now. If I go to my client group, and I think I showed it to you. You can see there's a pending worker here. There is an employee here. There's, yeah, can you see contingent, pending worker, non-worker? All these are manual. Normal. If somebody is applying, if somebody will be recruited through, from the company's website, you won't come here and do it manually. You wouldn't do that. You would do it through onboarding or maybe iRecruitment. That's where you're going to do it from. So that's the way it will work. I've seen that many times. But like I said, for the purpose of this training, onboarding or iRecruitment will not come in at all. If you have any internship or anybody you want to add to the company, let's just do it manually. You can see they're all here anyway. So if it's like 5 or 6, do it manually. So if it's going to be from pending, because most of this, apart from adding a new employee, you can do pending worker. Remember, pending worker is what you convert to an employee. If you want, you can just hire a new employee. But those internships will always come through either pending worker, or they could be contingent worker, or they could even be non-worker. So they could be anything. So like I said, let's just focus our attention on core HR implementation. based on that requirement you mentioned earlier, that's onboarding. Those are just recruitment. So which I don't want us to pull our attention too much on that for now. Let's focus on what we need to do. So that's just what I'm thinking about. So I'm not sure if I'm kind of making sense. So what I would just suggest is Sister Fumi and Lady Pat, you need to be very quick on this. What I shared with what I showed to everyone last week needs to go to them, because if they have that, that would actually be make them to be in the right direction of what they need to, the requirement they need to gather, so that they don't focus on something else. But whatever they've done is fine, don't get me wrong, but so that they now focus on core HR itself. Like I mentioned, a company operating a system, they now want to move to a new system called Oracle Cloud. This is Oracle Cloud. So let's just focus on that, and don't let us move to some. Remember, I mentioned to you last week, we're only doing core HR. Most of the core HR will be this one, and absences. The absences will be this one. Let's just focus on that one. Remember, we mentioned a little bit about learning. I think learning should be somewhere here. So learning, let me show where learning is now. Yeah, learning is somewhere anyway. But I know that I've got learning here, but I'm not sure if I've got access. You can see that when I click on onboarding, it wouldn't even allow me to go further. So, of course, I don't want a situation where we start putting ourselves into something that is not going to work here. So I know core HR, absences will work. So once we do that, then recruitment, I can talk to the guy that gave me this system and say, look, can we have recruitment? If they can give it to us, then we just do a little bit of that. Any question from anybody?
Tola, you have your hands up.
Okay. Does anybody have a question, please? I'm not really looking at the chart, so
yeah.
You see,
You've actually addressed what I was going to say, because I was actually going to say the main process is just optimize the HR processes, so which you've actually addressed. So there's no point in me asking the question. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, like I said last week and maybe 2-3 weeks ago as well, HR is a core. I mean, HR has got like many models, but HR is always a foundation. So even if you're going to do recruitment, where are you going to put them? You don't even have an HR. So where are they going to be? So you're onboarding people, onboarding into what system? So you need to onboard them into something. So you need to set up the platform. The platform will always be, or the foundation will always be HR. So, and their internship as well. If their internship, remember, there's some internship, do you give them like, I don't know, 5 days holiday for the whole year or something like that? Then absences will also come in. So all those ones needs to be set up. Then you cannot think of, oh, what about this? What about that? Or what about this model? Even if we don't have it, we can explore it if it's available. If it's not available, we just leave it anyway.
Hi, my hands are up. Is it okay if I ask my question?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So from what you said, thank you very much for the clarification. From what you said, regarding what we're doing and the requirements we've gotten so far, it would appear that the HR system will be set up for the 6 users Lady Pat talked about, who are actually full-time members of staff of Blue Sky. Yes. So basically what you're saying is that we should focus on creating an HR system for those 6 people first.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then okay. And then once we do that, because again, because I was thinking of, the staffing system, and then what exactly they've asked us for. So some companies actually have interns. Like
Yes.
they come in for work placements.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually have interns that are working for them. Is it possible to use this HR system for the intern? So because even though it's a charity, it's a work charity. So people that
Okay.
come and handle different projects are actually working, and
Yeah.
Blue Sky gives them work preferences because this is actually a work placement. So
Okay.
is it possible to create the system for the 6 members of staff that we have, and then include the interns as members? Not obviously it's an internship and it's a charity, so it's not paid, but they're working. So is it possible to merge um the requirements, or shape the requirements in such a way that it fits into the HR structure that we're working on? So that way we can still give Blue Sky what they want without necessarily like you said, even if you go and inquire regarding higher recruitment, that would be a benefit. But since this is what we have, is it possible to do that then? Just basically set up the system, HR system, and then include the interns as actual interns who are there for 3 months, a 3-month work placement.
Of
And then
course.
HR rules and HR regulations still apply to
Yes.
them as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that was the question I wanted to ask as well.
Yeah.
Could we have
yeah.
used any of these other, like, because you could be on, even as a permanent staff, you could be on a secondment as well.
Yeah.
So, could
Let
we
me.
then use, like, I don't know whether one of the other criteria to do that, or would we be able to put that information in like an additional information box? So,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the system allows you to add anybody. The system is not only for permanent employees. I just want to see if I can see some options. Let me see. Just trying to check. Okay, you can see here. Okay, yeah, let me see if because this is not my system at the moment. So, but when we set up our own, we will see. So let me see what is ever is here. So an employee, let me see this. Okay, let me just do an employee. Okay. Oh, sorry, can you see my screen? I'm not even sure if you can see. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
you can see your screen.
Okay, so you can see here. Well, this is just worker category. This worker category, majority of them are actually from Morocco, but you can add your own. You can add internship.
We could actually add into the drop.
Yeah, from the drop down, you can add whatever you want.
Okay.
And also here, you can see full-time, you can see part-time. Well, these are just full-time. You can see full-time contracts. All those internship could be on contract for 3 months only.
So could we, here as well, could we actually add like new criteria?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
could
you
have
can
like
see whatever you want.
intern or something like that.
Yeah. You look at this one. RK full-time. I'm so sure somebody just add this crap here. You can just put your own internship or whatever you want to put. You can add it here. All this partial retirement, I'm so sure it's not from Oracle. Somebody added all this. Project-based employee. Yeah, you can add some people who are project-based, but this is not from Oracle. Somebody added it. You can add your own. So if I keep on going, there should be, let me see, which one? Yeah, regular, temporarily. So here as well, full-time, part-time. You can internship, anything, all these lists we allow, you can do whatever you want. I'll show you where to add things like this. This system is not necessarily from permanent employee. It could be for anybody. It could be internship. It could be even for an applicant. But before somebody comes here, there will only be an applicant outside of this system. I will show, just like the one I showed you earlier, that says hire a contingent. Most of the applicants are always contingent anyway. So you can now convert them to an employee. You can do a conversion. Once you convert them, they will now come here. But if somebody is an internship, they can also be a contingent. When they're contingent, they can come here and you can now specify that, yeah, these are interns. You can add to this list. All this list is for everybody to add. Yeah, you can see majority of the people have been doing crap here, so you can do whatever you want.
I was going to ask a question. You know, like we have these details manually, maybe in spreadsheets or things like that. Is there any way we can actually migrate them into Oracle? You know, like set it up, or you know, like if we have like 1,000 like interns, or
Yeah.
you know, would we manually have to put in 1,000 interns?
No, you can use HDL load. I think somebody asked that question last week or 2 weeks ago. You can use an HDL and just load them into the system. But it will be what is called HDL worker.dats. So you can use that to load them into the system. If you have 1,000, if you have like less than 20 or 15, you can just do them manually. But if it's quite a lot, then you can just do, you can use HDL load to do that.
Okay.
If we have time, we can do that. But I think I have a HDL for absence. But for worker.dats, I think I have in my place of work, I can get one for you guys to load. But you're not going to load 1,000. Where are you going to get the details for 1,000
No,
here anyway?
I'm just thinking ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we can just load 2 or 3 so that you guys can see. That'll be fine. But just like you mentioned, if there's a new intern, most of the time they will come through IREC. So not through load. But if you have if you are moving from your old system into Oracle Cloud, you have some interns who are on the system, who have been transferred from IREC into this system. Then from that scenario, you can, if they're on IREC into this system, you can either convert them or just do an HDL load to make them an employee. But if they're still going to be intern, if they're coming from IREC, they should just stay in the system. They will come direct into the system. But like I said, if we have the time, I will show you how it works. And if we have the access to IREC on this system, to be honest, I didn't know you guys want IREC as well. So if you want it, I'll see if it's going to be available and we can look into it as well. But IREC is something that we need to do a setup on again. IREC is not just something that it's just there. No, you have to set it up, which will be specific for the company in which you're implementing for. And there's going to be a lot of work to make sure that it goes into sites and email, and there's so much work that needs to be done for IREC to be stable. But let's look into that later anyway.
Okay.
Any
I
more
have
questions?
another. Yes, I do. So the difference between, because it's kind of a follow-up from Mary's question earlier, the
Okay.
difference between hire rec and recruitment is, because part of the requirement is people are going to be sending inquiries like leads. So while they're still, it's almost like they're sending their CVs, like they're
Okay.
inquiring. So
Okay.
hire rec it handles the process from them sending in their inquiry to becoming
Yeah.
full-term interns. But
Yeah.
this particular system skips the pre-boarding part and onboarding part, and they're we just accept them as members of the company, like interns, part of the company, staff of the company. Is that the difference between
Yeah.
the two systems?
The IREC also, to be honest, the IREC is also in this system. It's actually part of this system as well. It's not like IREC is outside of the system. IREC is also in this system. The only thing is we don't have it, we don't have the access to it. So it's part of this system, but we don't have the access to it. So that's what I'm saying. But like I said, if you want to do maybe 1 or 2 onboardings, then you can just do it manually. That's what I'm saying. But IREC is also actually part of the system as well, but we don't have it. That's why we can't see it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that means we have to go back to our project sponsor to let her know that some of the requirements she wants are not available at the moment, but some others that have to do with pure HR, we're able
Yes.
to provide.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, I guess what Pastor is doing is like trying to give us some kind of workaround.
Yeah.
So we have the IRAC.
Yeah.
So just look at it on the level of, just like I mentioned, if I go to hire, let me just go here. I'm not going to hire anybody. So you can see, I mean, when you go to a place of work or you just been recruited, I haven't done a permanent job for a while. So, but because as a contractor, maybe they didn't even put me in the system. So let's say I'm employed as a permanent employee. You know the details that they want. My name, my middle name, my last name, my date of birth, my place of all those kind of nitty-gritty information. They need all those, you know all those details. That's number one. Number two would be, okay, we're employing Tunde. Where is he going to work? Because they remember they're recruiting me for a reason or for a purpose. So which department is it going to be? What is it going to be doing? Now, not necessarily what is it going to be doing, but which department is it going to be? What organization? What's going to be his salary? And also from personal perspective, the next of kin, the spouse, the children. At times, some of these details, they want them. So that's from personal. Now, from organization point or employment point of view, where is it going to work? What department is it going to be? What's going to be his job? What's going to be his position? All those kind of, I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say? If you work in HR, all those information is what we're going to set up. Remember the demo, I mean, this is the demo I showed to you. You can see here, it says when and why. When are they going to recruit me? Which legal employer? This legal employer could be, if they only operate in UK, then it should have all the UK only. If this legal employer, if the company operates globally, then it should be, let's say legal employer will be India, or legal employer could be UK, could be Australia. That'll be my legal employer. But that will be where I'm actually working, because this will constitute my legislation. That means my taxes and everything. If they put UK here, but I'm working in US, then it's not going to work. So the legal employer, so you can see all this information. I can see personal details. These are my personal details. These are my addresses. This communication, I don't even know what is here. So let me do continue. Oh, God. You want me to do something. So forget about this communication. So addresses, legislative information, citizen information. Can you see my passport, my driving license, visa, family contacts, employment details, weekly working hours. Am I going to be part-time or full-time, 20 hours per week or 40 hours per week? Who's going to be my manager? My contract information. Am I a contractor or am I an employee? Work relationship. Work relationship is also similar to the legal employer where I'm actually going to be working. So my direct report. When I'm employed, am I a manager? I've got direct report under me. So comments and attachment, all those kind of, don't worry about it. You're observe about it. This is a standard information which they will need from me. And this is what we're going to set up. This is the front end. We're going to set up the back end. This constitutes the whole of HR. And that's what and anywhere you go, forget about even about Oracle Cloud now. Anywhere you go, these are the kind of information they will ask you. Like I mentioned to you last week, if I get a SAP HR to implement today, I'm just going to use the same concept as well from the front end, understand the front end, then I'll be able to go to the back end and see, okay, where is this and where is that? It might take me time, but I'll get it. So, but what I'm trying to say is this is what we will need to do. But I do understand where you guys are coming from. And that's why I'm telling Sister Fumi and Lady Pat, they need to quickly send you guys those information I sent to them a week ago or more than a week ago. They need to send it to you guys so that it will kind of guide you more on what we need to do. I mentioned this last week. I think I'm not sure if I've got it opened. Sorry, give me a sec. Yeah, this one. So I went to this one. So let me just look at the content, just the content only. Now, this one is EBS, so which is the old system. It could be anything, but look at the content. So I went to a place of work and I said, okay, instead of you looking at our system, this is what we already have. So you can see that immediately say, oh, they have work structure. Something we just keep on ringing on my head that, oh, Oracle Cloud also have work structure. They have business group. Business group is what they used to have in EBS. This business group is the same thing with enterprise in cloud. So these are the, so location, you know, hold on, cloud, we also have location. So these people have locations. So all their locations is what I need to look at, how their location is set up and make sure it can fit into Oracle. They have organizations, they have jobs. All these are in cloud, but they have positions. They have grade, pay scale. They also have, Oracle Cloud also have scales or grade steps. So you can see employment administration. You can see personal details, extra information details. This has got to do with, I showed to you guys, it's called DFF. It's the same thing with extra information details. So you can see in cloud, we have address. This one has got address, phone details. All these are in cloud. So if you go to a place of work and they say, this is what we want you to implement for us. This is what we have in our old system. We want you to implement it in cloud. This is very easy. Just keep on mapping it. Now, there might be some things that you might not be able to map. So this is just some of the few things I'm really expecting from the BA to be able to document. I mean, like I said, this is, this is a very old one. You can just pick up any organization, whatever formats you want to use. It could be maybe they gave you a document, or it could be you need to look at their system. So let's just look at, okay, what are you using? What is your enterprise? What are your divisions? So those are the kind of things which I want. And I think I showed this to you again, last week as well. Let me see, I think is this one, which I believe will be sent to you. If it's not been sent to you yet, it will be sent to you. Let me go to HR. So you can see most of the things I just showed you in EBS, many of them are here. Most of them are here. So these are, presumably they don't have a document, they don't have a configuration workbook. So you can just ask all these questions. So once you ask all these questions, what I just want you guys to do, just put it somewhere here. This is just my own. We have your own format. Don't get me. I know you have your own format. So just do your own. I say, yeah, okay, these are the questions we ask. This is what they want to implement. And for example, all these ones I mentioned here, which I put here, it's easy for me to kick off and start implementing. So if you have your own format, just use the same questionnaire. You can add more. You can add more. Don't get me wrong. You can add more questions, and just put the answers there, and we can start rolling up from next week. Start implementing.
Thank you very much. Yes, I've actually got a question. So yeah, if I understand you correctly, what you're saying concerning the HR application that we have, that you have on the Oracle at the moment, as an admin, are you saying that that as an admin I can actually view a trainee that's coming in, I can actually keep his record, like his name and everything, like you initially explained. I can track his mentor, I can track his tutor, I can track everything about him. After the 3 months, if he goes, like if he wants to move to advanced, he can move. Yes. When he moves to advanced, that means now he's not an employee of that's after the internship, after the 3 month internship. Then if he goes away, if it's off board, like on board, if it's going up. So if he wants a reference, I can actually track wherever which department, if he was in the QA or probably in BA during his intern, I can actually track that aspect wherever he is at every stage. As an admin or as an HR, I can actually track all the stages of an employee at every point. Is that what you mean? Like
you mean
the application that you have on board now? Because most intern after the 3 months they might want to leave. Yeah, they might not move
Yes.
to the to be a staff, an employee. So they might want a reference. I can easily, okay, fine. This person was actually with us from April to June.
Yeah.
Then it was the QA. He was this was his mentor. Okay, fine. So I just want to know like what we have at the moment. Like, can that actually work? The HR system that you have at the moment.
Yeah, if somebody start as an internship, of course, it's going to be on the system. And after 3 months, if they want to leave, of course, you terminate their internship on the system, but their record will still be there. That's number one. If they want to be converted to an employee, you can convert an internship to an employee. There are two ways to do it. It's either you convert them or you terminate their internship and you now employ them as an employee. So you either convert them or you just terminate their internship and just employ them. Same name, same details, but as an employee. So some companies have two ways or one or two ways to do it. It's just conversion or just rehired. I mean, just hire them as an employee, which is completely fresh one. But their internship details will still be on the system. Just like you mentioned, yeah, if you want to make a reference to it in the future, yeah, just go into the system, type in their name, it's going to be there. Normally, if I let me go here. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. So, for example, if I go to my client group, I go to person management. So, if somebody has been terminated, you can just, I mean, whatever their name, or if you have their number, but they've been terminated, just say include terminated work relationship. They will always come up anyway. So that then you can, even if they're not here and if they're not in the system anymore, sorry, if they're no longer with the company anymore, their record will still be there. And it's going to be there for a very long time. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
Okay.
So can I just as an addition on add on to the question that was just asked. So because we can configure the system to suit the organization that we're working for, can we say, for example, the interns come into the organization, they're assigned to different departments, so that departments can be perhaps like the Scrum department, the BA department, the QA department, something like that. So we basically assign them, and then because the project sponsor wants us to track their attendance, we can do that the same way a normal employee's attendance is tracked. So if you say, for example, you're working, let's say 5 hours a day or 40 hours a week, whatever, there's sick leave, there's annual leave, there's all these things, or there's personal leave, whatever it is. So if, for any example, they don't attend a course or a project, we can say, okay, they were off for that day. Like, I'm just trying to look for a way where we can meet the requirements of our sponsor, but still follow the HR structure. And rather than, go back to tell her that we can't really do some things, we can fit what the internship program into like an HR structure where they have supervisors, or they're assigned to different departments, and then we can track their days on, days off, those sorts of things. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, that is possible, but that will be under, let me just see if I can see that. That will be under, let me see. Okay, Control F, that will be time. So that will be under time, but I'm not sure if we have the access here. Oh, no, we don't have it. I can see. Yeah, that will be under time. So there's something we called, I think I mentioned that on the first day, we have time and absence. So at the moment, we're just going to focus on absence, and the absence will only be on annual leave and sick leave. Now, when that comes to time, that one we might not be able to focus on it, but I will see, because it's one of the few things I mentioned to Lady Pat, and see if we, because time and absence, they go hand in hand anyway, so that we'll be able to know if people are available. So that means if they come on Monday to Friday, because not everything will be absence. So time is, okay, yeah, they come in on Monday to Friday, or they come in on Monday to Wednesday, but they are off on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, so we also have what is called time. But I can see that there's only a configuration of time. But let's see, based on how far we can go with this, I will see if I can ask the provider to add time here, and I will show you guys how to do it. It's very easy, very, very easy. The configure, most of these things you're asking is a lot of configuration, but they're very good. Remember, we've moved from iRecruitment to HR. Now we're not talking about time. So this is time. So they're very easy to configure, don't get me wrong, but it's a long process to configure. But whatever we can achieve, I will see if we can quickly do it on time. I've done this many times. It's very easy. But there's one aspect of it which I can't see now. I can see that I can basically, when it comes to, because I'm thinking of going to an employee, but I can see that this is mainly configuration. So it doesn't actually specify the main admin part. This is more of back end, not the front end. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I will show you guys how to do that if we have time. It shouldn't take, a lot of time to do this, so that we can now combine time and absence together. But absence is available. At the moment, time is not available. But yes, based on your question, it is possible. So this will allow managers or admin to be able to track the interns' time when they come in, when they go out, or if they're also their availability for the week. I'm not sure if I answered your question.
Yes, you did very well. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's fine. Any more questions before we round up?
Yes, it's Ian. I've just joined now for the first time. So last week I couldn't find the link. Today I couldn't find the link, and then I think there was a mistake with the admin or allow me. So I missed last week's lesson and I've missed today. So I need just to catch up with the videos. So if there's anyone, please, who can help me with the videos, I'll be grateful.
Okay.
Ian,
Yeah,
sorry, this is
videos will
Pat.
be put
Are you in
on
the
the-
Telegram group?
Okay.
Yes, I am Pat.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Unfortunately, my name was not added on Oracle.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are you there now?
Yes, I've just been sent this link to join you right now.
Okay. All right. Are you in the internship?
Yes, I am in internship.
Okay.
Optimize team. I'm the PM for Optimize.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Oh, thank you.
Uzo, sorry, or Mary, do you want to explain to Lady Pat some of the issues we are having, and obviously the workaround that we might have to go into? That's okay. So I have a noisy background.
Okay, so I will leave this with Sister Fumi and Mary to proceed this forward. The document, some of the documents I showed you guys today and last week, please, the BS needs to have it as soon as possible, so that I don't think we can be able to implement next week now. So it's looking more like that. Yeah, based on those documents, you need to show me what you've done, what we need to implement, then we can start the implementation next 2 weeks. So I managed to shift this for 1 more week, Sister Fumi. So, but we'll discuss later on it anyway. So, but please, it's very crucial. And please, if you need me, I know we meet once a week. If you need me for emergency meeting, please let me know. I will try to make myself available. So these are for the BAs, whatever they want to implement. You need my guide or my input. So please let me know. I'll make myself available. I'm sorry, I know there's so many messages going on Telegram. I'm not really a social media kind of guy, so many of them, I don't even look at it. So sorry about us. I'm a very, very busy guy, so I may not look at what you put on Telegram, but if you need me, please just pin me or tell Sister Fumi to connect with me or Lady Pats, and we can just quickly, so I can make it much more faster, so that when we meet next week, everybody can learn from the BA perspective, what they've been able to achieve, so that we can start implementing next 2 weeks. Yeah, is that okay? And please, what I want to suggest to you is the requirements. Don't worry, don't let it be too complicated. Make it as simple as possible. Let's make it very, very simple so that we can get a high-level implementation. Make sure once we implement, we enter an employee, we enter an intern, we enter anybody we can enter on the system, and we're able to pick up everything you've implemented. But that's the whole essence. Every single field will be based on what Oracle has added and what you have added based on your requirements. Once we're able to do the high level, we're able to create an employee, we're able to create salary. Let's just do the high level. Once we do that, then we can now go to a bit of a complicated one. I wanted to make it as simple as possible, because if you go through this, let me go through this spreadsheet which I put here. Everything I put here is very simple. I didn't make it complicated at all. So that, because I think I did this for the training, which I did like 3 or 4 years ago for Blue Sky. So this is very simple. Make it very simple. This is all you need for now, high level. Implement it, create an employee, then you're good to go. Then later on, we can make it more complicated, because it's not everything is very simple. Some are a little bit complicated, but we don't want to go too much into that. So let's make it as simple as possible so that everybody will understand. That's the way I do this training. I don't want to start making things so complicated and the people will not understand at all. So let's make it very simple and let's implement. Once we finish the implementation, we can start going to absences. We can start going, for example, there's fast formula on this thing. If I start going to fast formula now, that's another ball game. There's so many things we can do that people will be wondering, oh, I don't understand this. So I said when it start going to implementation on recruitment or maybe time, which we mentioned before, it could be a little bit funny. So, but I don't want to make it too complicated for anybody. Let's make it as simple as possible. So next time, even if I'm not available, you guys can train yourself. That's where I'm going. So I don't want a situation where it's not available, we don't know what to do. No, I want it to be as simple as possible. Everybody will understand. Let's start from there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Any question before we round up? I don't even know how many hours we're supposed to. Is it 1.5 hours or?
Hello, Pastor.
Hello. Yeah, what's the question?
Yeah, good evening, Teji. I was discussing with.
Is that the
yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. I was discussing with Olawumi actually, because this class actually kind of clashes with other training that we're doing as well, which some people also need to join. So I was not saying, can we do this? Can we start at 7 o'clock up to 8:30?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, all right.
So from my side, yes. I'm okay with it. Yes.
Okay. I will. Yeah. So the next week will be 7 to 8:30.
Sorry, sir. With that, some would not be too early for some of what will be coming from work a bit late.
Because there's another training that is starting at 8 o'clock, right? Which you know that you guys are supposed to join anyway. So I'm trying. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. One of them.
So we'll see anyway. So let's see how it goes. But it's going to be recorded anyway. But I just want you guys to start early anyway, so that because I don't want you to miss that one as well. It's important for the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
So thank you, everybody. Sister Afumi, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Pastor today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you,
much.
everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pastor Tunde.
Can you
Bye-bye.
stop the
Thank you,
recording,
sir.
please? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lady Pat.
I'm here. So I want to know,